Sup guys, Pizza Morse here. Uh, I know different type of video, and probably nobody was expecting. Uh, I know I should be pumping out a lot more of the tier list streams, but um, as you can see in the thumbnail and the title, uh, I I just wanted to make this little tribute to my grandpa, um, or Ron, as some of you might know him. So as of today, 6:30 p.m., January 7th, 2025. First of all, just want to get this out of the way. I know I might get some random toxic comments down there, or a couple womp womps or whatever. Um, but I just want to make it clear that I'm not making this to have people cry for me or have people feel bad for me or anything like that. I'm completely fine. I mean, it hurts for sure, but it's I really want to make this just to show appreciation to my grandpa. And there was just God, here we go. I'm gonna try to cut out like any like crying or anything, cause again, I'm not trying to make this like a sob story type thing. Um, but there was a lot of things I wanted to say, but I just I couldn't say them, or like I could, but there'd be no point. Like he doesn't understand. So I guess I'll kind of start with what's going on with him. It's been going on for about, well, a couple years, but it's got really bad for about 2 to 3 months. He was diagnosed with dementia. He's my grandpa, as you can probably see in the thumbnail. He's a Vietnam vet. Um, he was in the Marines, and he yeah, he got diagnosed with not just dementia, but it's like a off branch of it. It's called Lewy bodies. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a mix of not just dementia, but he has like hallucinations and stuff. It's traumatic um type of thing. And at first it just kind of was he was just kind of losing some cognitive abilities. He still like knew everyone. Like it really wasn't like as much of a mental thing of like information. It was more like all his cognitive abilities. Like he started falling and he couldn't walk, and then eventually it was just hard for him to talk or speak up. And for the past 6 days, he's been on hospice. If you don't know what that is, it's like it's to sum it up, it's basically when you're like the patient is refusing to eat, and so they're kind of it's basically on like a high alert type of thing. But they last night, I got the news that he wow, I was at work when I got the news. I fucking hate that. He probably got like a day or two left. So I went in. I called out today, and fuck. Or one second. I can't be whimpering this whole time, bro. And I called out today. Went to go. You know. I mean, the writing's been on the wall. It's like I'm definitely aware of. You know. He's been gone for a little bit, but he can still react, and he kind of knows when somebody's in the room. And I think for a lot of people out here, you know, if you're ever dealing with a family member who's getting like this, you like even if there's a small chance that you can be there, comforting them. You know, even like even it's like a 95 to 5% chance of like them even knowing you're there. It's worth taking the chance. You know what I mean? Uh, Rather than just regretting it later. Um, but it wasn't really about regret. I just wanted to be there for him. You know. I guess I'll say what he was to me. He was somebody I looked up to. You know. I took after him. I want to be like him. He was, obviously a funny guy. Um, and he was just so humble and so nice. He was, like, there was never something that could really make him angry. Um, he couldn't get angry. Um, and he was had a lot of wisdom. He was a very strong believer in God. He's a Christian, and he's honestly the big reason I'm Christian. And it wasn't like shoving in your face like like he knew better or any type of thing. It's just when anybody would like come up to him and tell him about problems or stuff going on in life, he'd always have a Bible verse ready, like in his brain. He would just obviously he would say what he thought, and then he'd kind of loop it around to a Bible verse, and he helped a lot of people through a lot of stuff, even though you know he trekked through the worst of it. Um, he uh, he would go to church and he would just be singing his soul out, and he poured his heart out every time those Sunday mornings, and he loved all of whew, he loved all of us grandchildren with everything he had, and he when I was growing up, he was a huge baseball fan. He and I grew up doing baseball, and I think he really wanted me to like give it my all. He really wanted me to give it my all, and I feel like if, in high school, uh, I got kind of fucked over by a coach, and I just kind of quit. Um, sometimes I regret not just sticking it out and saying screw you to. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to cuss because I know probably a lot of family watching. Um, but I know I should have just kind of pushed through it. But I mean, I know he's not the type to hold that against me or anything. But I just wish I would have done. I wish I would have tried a little bit harder. Um, um, at the end of the day, there's just so much I could say about him and how he just always walked around with a smile, you know, and he would just randomly start conversations with random people, and he just he was just he didn't have to tell you, you know, he was a man of God or anything. He could just tell there was something different about it when he walked around. I think for a couple years now, ever since I started recognizing or you know get I started noticing his decline in health. I wanted to like make a song, and I probably still will. But I never really got I never really got around to making it, and it wasn't because I didn't have time. I had so much words, and I just didn't know how to. I wanted to make it really like perfect, uh, and I just didn't know how to form it into a song, and was worried about finding the right instrumental and all that. but I waited a little too long. Even if I did make it, I mean, he wouldn't be able to understand it at this point. But I still do plan on making the song. I just wish I would have, honed in on that earlier. And just a message to all you out there is that you gotta cherish these people, man. You gotta cherish the times, cherish the times that eventually that you make with your kids and your grandkids in the future. And some of you, there's plenty of you that probably don't believe in God but just be thankful to something or someone. Just be thankful. Just be thankful for everything you have. God blessed me. I am not, again, this is not a woe is me video. This is, first of all, explanation for where I've been. Um, and why you haven't heard of this for the last 2 months is because I just don't, I don't like to push sob stories or I don't like to push, these types of emotions onto people. And that's not what this is about. My grandpa will be loved forever. And I will carry on his legacy, and that starts with changing how I approach certain situations. I feel like especially on, on YouTube, I could be, definitely toxic. Um, a sports towards toxic people, and I think I've preached that, that I want to be that, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. Um, and I think my grandpa getting to this point is definitely what solidified that in my brain is I don't want to be this guy who fights hatred with hatred, man. Um, I won't be him. 2025, and I that's not what my grandpa would want me to be. Um, he's the strongest man I've ever known, and for different reasons, for all types of different reasons, and I'll never forget you. Uh, I hope they got YouTube in heaven, so you could uh you could hear these words and understand how much you mean to me, how much you mean to me, and everyone who knows you. I love you. I'll never forget everything done for me. And thank you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for just doing the little things, This has been something on my mind for, and my heart, obviously. And I've never really taken time to shed some tears about it until today. Um, but everything, all the love y'all have shown me over the years, whether it be just watching, I know some people are a little don't really know what to say in the chat, like Pro Noob, shout out Pro Noob. There's a lot of people who just don't know, but they just still watch and they're still there supporting me. And then there's people who go above and beyond. They're like, just talking with me and having a good time and not just treating me something like just some dude. And I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have helped me in a way. I can't repay. I'm just getting through this for sure. And I hope that everyone takes something from this is that love everyone, you know. Um, and I know it's gonna be hard to love your enemies, and I've not done very good at that. But I'm gonna be changing that very soon. Even when it's hard, even when it's hard to put love in your heart, you gotta do it. Even if the people you may dislike a lot, you gotta show love, and that's what my grandpa has always preached. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for watching, and again, it might be a little. I might take a moment. It might be a lot sooner than later that I can, get back on the streaming. I just can't do it right now. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.